Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my video blog training series. Today I'm going to take you through a quad workout and a calf workout too. Just showing you a few of the exercises to work on conditioning and strengthening the muscles. And as always, if you want to find out more workout videos, you know where to go, robrichersfitness.com. I'll see you in there. Okay, squats to warm up. I know some of you like to warm up on a cardio machine. And I see the point of that because all that does is increase the blood circulation around the body and doesn't really get more blood to that area of the muscle that we're trying to work. So whichever muscle group you're doing, start off with that exercise. Keep the weight low and 15-20 repetitions, maybe a second work set, just increasing that weight up, and then start your first work set. So I'm out of breath already. I'm going to start adding some weight on here, and squats are going to be my first work set for quads. Great functional strength exercise to begin with, and then we can move on into the rest of the workout. Now that I caught my breath back, let me give you a few teaching points, if you like, instructions on the squat. As you can see, it's quite a technical exercise. Pretty hard to convey that on video unless you've actually got a personal trainer there with you. And if you're a newcomer or you don't really understand the technique of a squat, I strongly advise you to work with a fitness professional to teach you the correct and proper form. It's invaluable, really. Technique and form always over strength and the weight. But anyway, with that said, the key thing to think is, instead of compacting the body down, i.e. just bringing that weight here and trying to lower it down to the floor, think of like Constantino effect. So you know those paper dolls where they've got pins in their limbs where they move? You're that for now. And I've got a pin in my knee, my hip, and basically all I can do is this movement. I sit down and I lean my upper torso forwards. So no matter how heavy the weight is, I'm always going to keep my knees soft where they are. They're not coming forwards. I'm projecting my hips back, and as I do so, lean my whole torso. I'm not hunching like that. I keep my chest up, nice and proud. Think of like a gorilla. So I'm Constantinaing my body down, always keeping that weight on that vertical axis. And as I push up, I'm pushing down through my feet, through the floor. I'm using my quads here. They're contracting, therefore they're shortening, so that it's my quads here lifted. I'm not trying to use my lower back to lift that weight up. My back only pivots, if you like, on that position. And then the final teaching point is feet. My toes and heels are always in line, therefore I'm solid. Have a firm structured foundation to which to push off. So, when you step back, just make sure your toes are in line, so you're not creating torque as you come down. Quite often, if you have that weight there and you check down, one foot, your leading foot, is normally in front of the other. So just correct that, bring them in line, make sure your feet are slightly outwards from your hip position. And really, that's all I can say on the squat for now. So I'm going to move on, and we're going to change from a functional strength exercise, a squat, which is a compound, to more of an isolated one, but still working on legs. So follow me. Leg press. Now we're doing the leg press after the squats. And I know some of you out there as well, myself included in the past, will normally substitute one for the other. They don't work the muscles in the same way. The squats, really they are a fully functional strength exercise, a compound movement. You're using multiple sets across more than one joint, you know, the knees and the hips, to lift that weight. The leg press is, yeah, still functional strength, but it's actually an isolated one. We're kind of locking it in and we're not flexing at the hip like we were on the squat. So what that means is, because we're now pushed up against pushed up against a fixed point, we can lift more weight. So this is a great exercise to add second or third into the workout before we then go into further isolation workouts. So I'm going to continue on with my third set here. I'll do one more, increasing the weight in pyramids, only by about 5% each set, ranging from 12 reps down to maybe 6 or 8, just going with feeling on here. So on I go. If the camera could follow me around, I actually want to show you where my feet are positioned. So we mentioned last time on a hamstring workout, the higher up I go, the more work my hamstrings do, which will mean my quads are less efficient. And because I want to focus on my quads today, I'm going to bring my feet down. Now, I don't want to go too low that when the sledge comes down, my knees are actually further forwards in this axis than my toes. So you may need to position yourself without any weight on and just find out where your feet should go. So that when this weight comes down, if I was doing a squat and lowering the weight down, my knees and toes are in that same vertical axis. So I know from the past few sets that my feet were about there, and therefore as I bring the weight down, as I'm flexing at the knee, my toes never extend much further under or even over. They always stay in that line. I'm going to keep this one short because I'm sure you've all seen a leg extension and you know all the teaching points, so I'll see if I can contribute something a little bit above and beyond that. Of course, you know to keep body symmetry and alignment, keeping toes, heels, knees and hips all in that same line so you're not stressing the joints as you're lifting out. Of course, I know you know that. I'm just saying. One thing I will add is that you can see here this camber I mentioned last time. It means that we're effectively lifting the same tension throughout that range of movement. If you use any of the old school machines where you add the actual plates on, you'll probably notice that it starts off quite hard, and then as your knees kind of come in parallel or in line with the knee, it starts to become a little bit easier and then gets much harder. Okay, so let's move on and finish off with the last of today's quad exercise, which I'm going to show you on a single legged lunge. So let's move on. This is a great exercise, not only to finish off on, but to really work individually on the legs. So if you think you've got one muscle group a little bit bigger, or you're weaker, stronger, whatever it is on one side, then this is a great exercise really to finish off on. What I'm going to do is extend one leg behind and not rest my toes on the bench. I'm actually going to lay my foot flat so that my toes are flat on the bench, and therefore I can't push up on that back toe. What that means is all the lifting work has to be done by my freestanding leg. I've got a weight here to add further resistance, but you don't need this. You can actually keep the hands on the hips or crossed over, whatever is more comfortable for you. I'm going to keep the weight fixed in front of my chest. Make sure I've got enough distance so that when I do lower my body vertically down, I'm not pivoting forwards, I'm not going to look back. My knee on my front leg doesn't extend over my toe, and really I'm just lowering my body up and down like I said. So watch that. Toes flat, shoulders and hips stacked, and come down. Wow, that burns. Really got to dig deep for that. Now, because I'm working alternative legs, my left side is going to be a little bit weaker because I finished off on that one. So for the next set, I'm going to give myself maybe 90 seconds, 2 minutes rest. Start off on my left side, then finish off on my right, and vice versa on that final set. So 25 pounds is about what I need for that one. Got about a minute's rest left, and then start off on the leg that I finish with.